Yes, 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 yes! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of It's Not That Deep, bro! And we're back. Episode 38. That's right, 38. And today on It's Not That Deep, bro, we do have our very own special guest from the amazing band Hot Sauce. We've got our very own Dan Peel, aka Dirty Dan.
Also in dad jokes and just part of the 24/7 community. Welcome, Dan Peel.
Hello, gentlemen.
What about the ladies?
What? No, I was speaking directly to you two.
Oh, right. Okay,
But yeah,
cool.
obviously, hello to the many viewers, many listeners.
The vast audience.
How are you doing, Dan?
Yeah, I'm pretty well on this lovely.
What is it? A
what is it?
Tuesday.
Tuesday evening.
Tuesday evening,
The sun's coming out now. Well, it's just about to set, but yeah, pretty well. Pretty happy to be finally doing something with you two.
Oh, we're happy to have you, man.
Yeah, I can always.
Happy to hear it.
I can always hear Martin's really, really loud intro from outside, and it's even louder.
It's my pleasure, bro.
It's even louder being inside the room and witnessing it. But it's all the more lovely at the same time as well. So thanks for letting me.
Are you ready?
In. I don't think I may. Yeah, I think I am. Yeah.
You think you are? Because
Yeah.
we're about to use a amazing bit of technology, the Randy Master 5000.
5,000.
5,000. We've upgraded
What happened
from
to the
3,000.
What happened to the 4,000?
Oh, mate.
We've tuned it up just for you, Dan.
That's right.
Nice.
That's right, Dan.
Nice.
Okay,
And
well, sing
for
it.
all you new listeners, this bit of tech helps us pick a random film out of the many, many films that we have downloaded.
There is a lot of films out there.
Yes.
There's-
Well, the ones that we have
there's definitely
downloaded
more than 3.
Yeah. Yeah, there is definitely more than 3.
You're not wrong about that.
All right, let's see what it is going to be. Then.
But we're going to let you choose.
Seeing as Dan is the guest, we're going to give him the honour of pressing go on the Randy Master. So,
And
Dan,
we'll give you a countdown.
if you would come over to the computer, please.
All right, coming over.
So you see that play button on the count of 5, supplied by Martin.
Count of 6.
We can do count of 6, especially for you.
Okay, 6 it is then.
Martin, hit him with a 6 to 0 countdown.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the film we are watching is
Here we go.
Paris is burning.
Paris
yeah.
is Burning.
All right then,
What
okay.
year?
1990.
1990, sorry.
Nice.
Nobody's going to hear that.
Well, say it, supply it for me, Martin.
1990. Paris is Burning.
Grab
You
a
guys ready?
grab a copy, and we'll see you on the other side.
Peace out, motherfuckers. It's not that deep, bro. It's not that deep. Okay.
Are we back?
We are here, back again, round 2.
on the other
with
side.
Dan Peel.
What did you want to say, Dan? You had something you wanted to say when we came back on.
I think I already said it, didn't I? We're back on the other side.
Back on the other side.
Back on the other side.
Okay.
We've
So,
just finished watching Paris is Burning. I'm going to, 2 seconds, I'm just going to grab my mobile phone. We need a director check on this.
We do need a director check.
I mean,
we also need
can we
a...
Go on, Dan.
was that
Go on,
now?
Dan.
Can we just get this out of the way? Going off from the director check, can we just get it out of the way and just say how beautifully stunning, how visually stunning this film is.
Oh, it's just fantastic.
say
That's why I feel compelled to mention the director, because I want to put a name to the wonderful visuals that we've just experienced in the film Paris is Burning. Jennie Livingstone is the director. She's directed 4 films in her life, but Paris is Burning seems to be her magnum opus, as they say.
There's a noun for that one, I presume.
So I think the best way to talk about this film would be to ask Martin, what did you think of Paris is Burning?
Why me, bro? Why
Well,
me?
okay, I can articulate why I think you. Number one, Dan has already seen this film, so
That's true.
so this is going to be a nuanced take from Dan Peel on this viewing. For me, I feel like I know what I'm going to say about this film, but I have no idea what you're going to say about this film.
I mean, just let me interrupt. The
Go on.
name is kind of, it's a little, obviously, if you tell someone who's never seen this film before, you say like Paris is Burning, and they've never seen this film, they're going to have a completely different image in their head of what this film is going to be about. So anyway, fire away, Martin.
I thought that the competitions were very fun. I like the film.
You liked it.
Yeah.
You liked the spirit, because this film, for the
I like the spirit.
uninitiated, is about the
Struggles of gay men.
the struggles of gay, transsexual, just general alternative people that feel an outcast to society. It's sort of I said to Dan, whilst,
Sort of like a safe haven, I guess.
yeah,
in a way.
it makes you sad that you see a group of people that are being oppressed and they can't live how they want to live, but then it's like fascinating the culture that like blossoms from that.
Yeah, I guess they have.
So
like,
so I quite enjoyed watching the film. So
And which is, I did hear you say before that you were unsure about hearing it was a documentary, and that, you know, you didn't quite know what it was going to be about. So I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed it.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't like a normal documentary the way that it was filmed. But I am very, very interested to know what happened to all the people in.
all the interviewees.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well, we
'Cause
can
obviously
find out.
this-
we could find out.
that was
Yeah.
done in the 90s,
And yeah, obviously.
and it's been 30 years. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
31 years.
No, yeah, I think it was set. It was actually set a few years before, wasn't it? 1986, between 1986 and 1989, right?
When it was released.
Yeah.
in
So, no,
1990.
obviously, yes. So
So it covers like 3 years.
yeah,
The whole concept of like a fashion house, that had me fascinated, because it's something I've heard of. You know, Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
When she first came on I remember her first album, The Fame, coming out, and she had like this fashion troupe that surrounded her called the House of Gaga, that was like, did all her visuals and
Yeah.
all the aesthetics, and that there was a lot of phrases in this film that, like shade, you pointed
Oh,
out too,
yeah,
Dan, like the
exactly.
idea of
Yeah.
throwing shade and the
Yeah.
beef, that's a phrase that we hear a lot now, and it
yeah,
stems.
it's cool to see where those like the kind of background. Obviously, I think didn't they say shade came from like reading or something?
So reading is
no,
like
yeah.
looking someone up and down,
Yeah.
and taking a read on them.
Yeah,
In the context of these balls, where like so I guess because this group of people have been oppressed and they feel like they have to become very individual.
Yeah, of
and
course.
they create a character for themselves, and they step out on the runway or the stage as this character. And they two go up against one another, and they kind of do a read on one another and make an assessment, a comment on,
Yeah.
which is quite funny. It's very street gang. It's very
Yeah.
like Grease biker, but the whole culture of what we just saw is like a complete backlash against the 1950s traditional man.
Oh,
Proper
yeah.
like suit. A lot of like the parents of these individuals would have most likely been subjected to the traditional male archetype, and this is their rebellion against that. So there was the whole thing about them. The army, like a lot of them like to dress up in army uniform and whatnot, and that ties very much into a lot of their parents must have been in the war and whatnot. It's fascinating how it's a comment on culture.
Very nice picking up on the war thing.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I find it fascinating because they're commenting on culture and how they've been made to feel, sort of thing, and that ties into then that the reading thing developed into throwing shade on people.
Yeah, I still, it's like, wow, we still say that all the time.
And
that's part of like,
if anything, that phrase has got more popular.
yeah, exactly. Gonna say like,
What do you think of the people in them bowls? Like, did they like? Were some of them? Did you think some of them were like, they gotta be women? They have to be.
I mean,
A lot of them were very convincing.
yeah,
Very
that's an
convincing.
amazing thing. Like, I mean, it's surely like that is like, they didn't. I think something like said in that is something like the bar to set or not to set or something.
Yeah, there was
Realness.
the realness.
realness.
That
That was one of their phrases for emulate being able to fit into normal society.
Yeah.
Which is that's
That's crazy.
that completely shows that they feel completely alien.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It highlights how segregated they feel, and I love that. Then they're clapping back.
Yeah, they get like a. Obviously, there's whole like social clubs and stuff that gives them like a chance to like be as expressive as they want for like.
And get that
In this,
feeling that
like-
they feel they're not getting from normal
Yeah, exactly,
society,
yeah.
which is. That's why I guess this film is a joy to watch, and it's something that I think anyone can watch. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem saying that it's like a foreign world to me, the world that we just saw.
Of course, I mean it is, but I guess they do. One thing that is nice than like that they put about this documentary is that they are represented in quite a fun and like nice light, I suppose.
Definitely.
It's not like all like, I don't know.
I'm just
It's
looking
nice. It's
at the cast of a lot of these people that featured in this film, and the majority of them have passed away.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's still alive?
Well, Pepper
LaBeija.
LaBeija.
that's
Pepper
it.
LaBeija passed away. Doreen Corey has passed away, and Angie Extravaganza has passed away.
Who's left?
I've not got the whole cast list here, but I'd imagine
Did a quick wiki search.
I did. Yeah, I have done a quick wiki search just to give the overview. I've spoke about wiki before. Dan, there's a whole
There's another time for this.
there's a whole tone about Wikipedia, like it's
What is wrong with
a
Wikipedia?
negative connotation. Well,
Dan.
because your teacher would say, "Well, you can't use Wikipedia."
Wikipedia is a big old red cross
But
not to use.
if you know about Wikipedia, you know that each page has. It's actually really interesting, I think. So people volunteer. So you, Dan,
Yeah.
might volunteer to maintain the George Harrison Wikipedia page.
Oh my, what a duty that would be.
So there's like a group of maybe 20 to 30 people that all are really into George Harrison that moderate the page.
There we go.
So you can't make an edit unless it goes past that board of moderators.
But it's still not entirely objective.
As long as you follow sources.
Yeah. Source?
Source.
Where did you get that from?
Yeah, it's like you just need to follow sources, and Wikipedia is your best friend into diving into
Anyway,
things.
swaying away from Wikipedia. We're not going to give that too much.
It's just a point that gets brought up a lot in my
Wow.
life.
Nice one to disclose.
I can see that because that's some weird shit.
Back to Paris. Let's go back to
Back
Paris.
to
is burning.
Paris.
Paris is burning. Back
I
to this.
loved how this film looked, which is something you brought up at the beginning, Dan, but like I feel...
Yeah, I didn't really shut up about it.
You didn't.
I
You
feel like
didn't.
there's more pressing
It looks
matters
shit.
about the film than
Nah, it
how
looked great.
beautifully shot it
But
is.
I feel that the cinematic part, the way that it looked like a cinematic film,
Yeah.
added to how convincing it
The
made.
depth of it, yeah.
Yeah, there were shots when they were just like outside in like a New York park interviewing people, but it looked like it reminded me of Do the Right Thing.
Well, I guess it's just the whole. It adds to the
Would
whole.
you have...
idea-
Okay.
Sorry.
Go on,
Would
Dan.
you have to be
I'll
gay
do- okay.
to go into one of these? Because they look fun.
One of the
Yes.
balls. No, I think you'd be accepted, Martin. I think
I
they're.
don't think they.
They
would,
look
no.
fun to be at. Seeing
They
all
do.
that
No,
shit.
admittedly, they do look very fun. They look really fun.
This culture has like developed massively outside of since this film's been released.
Oh yeah, look at like Drag Race.
I know.
Look at that. That is like
that's
that's like
not-
a giant. That is now.
I remember hearing in the radio about like a competition where 3 fathers had to dress up in drag and do a song for the radio, and then they put it all out, and it's like their dads who've never like done drag before, and they'll
Okay.
dress up in like drag for the first time, and they do a song about it, and it was a quite fun song. I
mean-
it was just weird, obviously. But
It's difficult as a straight white male to identify. Like, you don't want to feel like you're appropriating someone's
No,
culture or
no,
talking about something that you have no idea about. But I can definitely identify, like, I'm not scared, like, to play dress up. You know what I
No,
mean?
exactly, man. And that just shows that you're comfortable with who you are.
Yeah,
guess.
there's a certain. I guess it does stem, but a lot of these people in this film talked about their parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess it stems from that kind of how you're brought up, and I know for me personally, there's a big sort of. I find it very funny how literally like putting on a certain piece of clothing could make someone angry. The fact that there's a group of people out there that could anger.
But it's crazy how like narrow-minded a lot of people can be towards pieces of clothing.
And just
On a
what
human
people,
being.
what people want to be, and
Yeah.
it makes a film like this so enjoyable to watch because it's really just a bunch of human beings being what they want to be.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
and that's what the ball is. Like they go there to be the stars, the Oscar
stars.
winners.
Isn't that
You know
all
what I
what we
mean?
want? Isn't that what everyone wants to just to be able to be a star? I guess.
A place to feel at home as well.
Surely, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
They're just doing what everyone wants to do. Surely.
it's like the feeling that most people get just from going out on the
Yeah.
town.
Exactly. So,
But if
which is sad because they wouldn't really. Yeah.
they feel like they can't get that out in the normal
exactly.
world.
Exactly.
And it's why it's a complicated topic, because there's like, for someone that's outside of it, there's sadness that a group of people are being oppressed like that and are being made to feel like they have to form a club to specifically get that thing that they're not getting out of the real world. But
Yeah.
I suppose we've come a long way from 1990 to 2020.
31.
But I mean, like,
31
it's
whole
not.
years.
It's not like
31 times around the sun.
31 times round the sun has happened, and we still kind of have these
And we're
problems.
still. I mean, there is progress, but only
But
baby
come on.
steps. But still steps, I guess.
It's not the first time that you guys, that people have oppressed other people.
Well, there's
in our
always
lifetime.
there's always some level of oppression. I'm fascinated with trying to get out of oppression. How do you live in a world where no one's oppressed?
Yeah, that is one of the questions. That is quite the loaded question. That is.
I know.
That's like.
I think it's
Whoa,
what we
what's
should be
the
talking
meaning
about.
of life? That's what you're like
I
asking here.
I don't think we'll be able to find that answer anytime soon.
That's
I mean,
it.
I would love to know that. Also, I
Wouldn't
think
it be great if we could crack it on episode 38 if
Also, I
it's not
think-
that deep, bro?
my
We
brain-
sold.
What right now?
Right here, us three crack it.
I think my brain would.
No world
My brain really
oppression.
hurts.
We know the answer.
This goes live online and everyone just agrees. Hang on, they've got it. And from that moment on, everything's different.
So how do we live in a world without oppression? We gotta tell them.
Capitalism is.
Oh, we shouldn't.
Don't
use those terms.
Just the C word. I'm not going to use that C word for this one.
I don't. You're right. This is a difficult topic.
Right. Okay.
But seeing a film like this brings questions like that to my mind because it's like, fuck. That we live in a society that's made a whole group of people feel like they need to make a fucking club to be what we're not.
Yeah, it's just years.
Multiple times. Remember that.
Thousands of
Thousands
times over. So many. But then if we all feel segregated and like oppressed,
Yeah.
then can't. You know what I mean? We're so close to being.
Not oppressed. Oh shit!
Whoa!
Turn it back around. Turned it back around.
Yeah.
If we agree that we're all oppressed, then what's the big deal? So that isn't it only this 1% of people?
People still like to have fucking leadership over people, don't they?
Well, that's what it is. Power and control.
Power and control. People love that.
To control the paradigm to some speed. Because I guess, even these people, like the people that we've just seen in Paris is Burning, are just grasping for some sort of control.
Yeah. I mean, people want control over their lives. They want agency over their lives, surely.
Control brings some sort of...
Every single one wants to be absolutely famous. The biggest thing since sliced bread.
Well, I think... Well,
Never mind.
I'm just going to find the exact name. What the individual at the end...
Octavia Saint Laurent.
No, I don't think that was her name. Doreen Corey.
Ah, right.
Yes.
That individual.
Yeah.
They were saying that when you're younger, the film ended on this quote, and I thought it was quite poignant. There's that word again, Martin.
Pulling on the heartstring.
It really hit home, and that's why they decided to end the film on it. That when you're younger, you want to be famous, but really what that is as you get older is a want to leave an impression.
Yeah.
And to be remembered and to leave a mark on society, sort of thing. And kind of that is what they're doing with the balls, and that's what the whole thing is, really.
It's definitely left its mark.
It is, and I think that's what you should hope for in this godless world that we live in.
I mean, as you do get older, that kind of resonates more with me, maybe, now.
I mean, not to go too deep down, but the ancient Egyptian people had this idea, K.A.
K.A., right?
K.A.
Car.
The drink.
Not the
drink.
not
Not
the Ford
C.A.R.
automobile.
Yeah, not
Or the
an
drink.
automobile, but just K.A. And that was the impression. That's why there's like the pharaohs made big statues of themselves, because they thought it would extend their car, people would remember them. Wow. It was how you were remembered after death, and that meant you lived in the afterlife.
Wow.
Which is...
Okay.
It's crazy.
When you look at like the entertainment industry and celebrities and...
Oh my God, this all makes so much sense.
Well, the ancient Egyptians would say they have great car, the celebrities. But it's certainly fascinating, because if there isn't like a sort of afterlife, then that is how we live on. The memory.
Yeah. Wow, man.
What do you think, Dan? Do you think there's a reincarnation?
Are we gonna go this deep?
Yeah, we're going this deep, bro.
Okay.
It's not that deep.
How did I
bro,
forget?
okay?
How did I forget what the entire name of the podcast?
You know what I mean?
Cool.
Do you know what I mean?
So
It's
we're
just
gonna
not that
go. We're gonna say we're in a swimming pool. We're gonna stay
Shallow end.
shallow end, no further than 1.5 meters. I
That's
think.
right.
I say this a
Okay.
lot, but peaks and troughs.
Peaks and troughs.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I think?
Exactly. Yeah.
Shall I give you the short answer? Oh God!
Just
I'm
give me
so
an
conflicted.
answer.
Well, we talk about this off mic, Dan, so I think you...
We talk about this off mic.
Yeah,
a lot,
I think
but
you could
These
articulate
conversations
it.
last usually about 3 hours.
Look, just
Okay.
throw it in there, and then we'll stop you
I'm
where
gonna say
we need to.
I'm certain of an afterlife, but I'm a bit more, only like 5% more certain of some kind of I don't know, maybe reincarnation to say. I don't know what it would be, but
Yeah.
I'm more close and I'm more maybe subscribed to that than there being like in heaven or a hell or something. I don't know. I guess it's some. I think it's just like
think it's a
some
cycle?
sort of like cycle kind of thing. I don't know.
That's very Buddhist of you, Dan.
Yeah.
They believe in the wheel. You know, like
They invented
I don't know.
the wheel.
It's something
the
that,
Buddhist is not.
that we have spoken about a little bit recently, I guess.
Yeah,
Sometimes, but
I like to just condense the whole thing, like this whole fascination in weirdness, into I believe something is going on.
something, I guess. You know.
In a
what-
general sense,
You think
something
something's
is going
going
on.
on?
Yeah, I think something's going
I mean,
on.
a good
Where?
example of. Sorry, go on.
Anyway,
I mean,
sorry, Dan. Sorry about
A
that.
good example is when there's like there's things that align that are kind of like weird coincidences.
synchronicity.
Like, for example, I'll give you a good example. So yesterday was May the 3rd, right? May the 3rd.
okay.
And
Yeah.
I was reading this book. I'm reading this book called Ghosts by Dolly Arderton at the minute.
Oh, wow.
And she's at this like her dad's birthday party, and her dad's birthday party was May the 3rd, and I was like, well, that's a bit weird. It's May the 3rd as well today. So that's only a little one, but I was like,
You know,
there's always synchronicities.
What a cool little name
Yeah.
for that is. The cosmic wink.
Cosmic
you know,
wink. Oh, I like that.
It's like the universe winking at
I'm
you.
gonna, not to steal your thunder, but I'm gonna steal that.
Well, be my. I've stolen it from.
What is that?
God knows where.
A cosmic wink.
Cosmic wink.
Wow.
I think a
Wow.
man called Robert Anton Wilson coined that phrase. I could
Nice one, Robert.
be. Yeah,
Thank you.
I could be dead wrong about that, but I liked it when I heard it because it happens quite a bit.
Yeah.
Little thing like number plates.
You'd be like, huh?
I play the number plate game
Oh, really?
sometimes. Like I love to see things that connect to my life in number plates, even if it's like MIP.
Right.
You know, I might see that on
Oh,
a
yeah.
number plate, and I'm driving
yeah.
to the studio, and I'm like, it's gonna be a fucking good day.
Yeah.
And it can
I suppose this sometimes it's just how you kind of.
how you.
You're more. I don't know.
It's like the placebo effect.
When you can like alter your mindset, you're more susceptible to see these kind of things, aren't you? So
And then,
say-
does
yeah.
it matter if it's real?
Yeah,
When
I
you
dunno.
play that game,
It's
because
like-
if I see that on a number plate and it made me feel better, and then I perform better when I get here,
That's it. Yeah.
what does it matter if
It's like that whole thing of like, to say for example, if you start riding a bike because you're so aware and you do it all the time, you notice more people riding bikes. It's safe, like if you're pregnant, you notice more pregnant people on the street. So if you can, I don't know, it's just how you.
I think
t-
that's
tell
a real
yourself-
thing, like,
tell yourself,
yeah.
like, so say if you're sad, you sort of see the world a lot more negatively
through a sad lens.
but obviously you can flip that. So if you're happier, you can see more goodness in things. You can see more opportunities in things. And it's like, it's crazy how you can flip that mindset.
I'm starting to think more and more that you can only change that, your own mindset. And I mean, you can change things out in the physical world, but it normally takes
Yeah.
like collaboration with others. But
Exactly.
what you have most control over is your perception of how things are.
And then that runs down to the whole, raises the question of like, should you be stressed or worry about things you can't control?
Yeah, it really does get down to that
Yeah.
sort of conversation where
I mean, we all do. I do. We all still do, obviously. But
Well,
like,
that-
I don't know. That's
that's like one of those how do we live in a world without oppression sort of questions. How
Yeah.
does one not feel stressed? I think everyone would like to know the answer
it's
to
like
that
the whole
one.
thing of like, could America be America without guns, or could the world be without the internet? Like you've given it them now, you can't take it away. But
Yeah.
like, it's obviously we would.
Once
all
you know
love-
what it is, it's very difficult to take it away from somebody.
Could we live in a world without oppression? I would like to think so.
But
Maybe.
then
I don't know.
people,
yeah.
when
yeah,
I-
obviously, but
When that question's brought up, people they're like, "Oh, you're being idealistic," or you're like,
oh yeah.
But I think isn't
Being
that
naive,
isn't that a
boy.
bad attitude? Like we've not even tried, and you're already poo-pooing it at the first step. That's like saying, "Let's build a sandcastle." No, what a terrible idea! Don't build a sandcastle, you maniac.
When you say, what did you say, poo-pooing?
Poo-pooing.
that I got this like really, really vivid image of like apes throwing poo.
That's what I mean. It's like that's what the audience throwing feces
throwing
at
tomatoes. And all
people
that
love
stuff.
to poo. The British public,
How do
I
you
think,
spell that?
it would be
P-A-P-O-O?
no. Poopooing. I've
Whoa.
used it on Reddit, like the internet, before when I'm
Papooing.
talking to people. I've been like,
Papooing.
don't poo my my post.
Papoo. How would you spell that?
I've just well, that would be
P-A-P.
that. No. P
For a second time.
P-O-O.
Poo-poo.
If you didn't quite catch the first
I-N-G. Papooing.
I see.
And it just means to, yeah, as Dan said, it conjures the image of apes throwing feces at you. And I'm like, don't do that to me.
Pooing.
When I'm trying to...
Why do you think they do that?
Well, it's like,
Sign of respect.
why do apes do that?
Or why do
Or why do
people
people poo things? I think it's very
You can-
similar with
you
apes.
can infer that any way you want. What?
I'll say apes throw their feces. I think it's just a general sign of disrespect, and then I think, and then I think that notion carries on into humans who are just advanced apes. But
Actually,
we've replaced the feces with words.
we are advanced apes, but we share. All right, don't quote me on this, but 99.4% of our DNA we share with apes. Don't get too worried.
Then there's like a pig thing. I know
Yeah,
a
there's
guy
there is
that
the
has a
pig thing as
pig
well.
valve in his heart. He got a
Wow.
heart transplant,
What a
or part
guy.
of his heart transplanted. Cecil, big up Cess if you're listening. I highly doubt Cess is listening because he's getting on these days and this isn't really his scene. But big up Cecil
Big up
from
Cess.
Croft with the pig heart.
hope you're doing all good, Cess.
He's a trooper, to be fair. He has a bit of pig inside of him, and that's because we're so genetically similar to pigs.
Wow.
But then I also hear this whole thing about chickens.
But then I hear, what about bananas?
Whoa.
What?
No.
Like, what the fuck? Come on.
Are you trying to say we're related to bananas?
Yes.
Have you seen this in a headline?
All
Yeah.
right, elaborate, Martin.
Did the HTML have lad and Bible in it?
I don't know. Can't even remember.
I suspect possibly
Yeah.
it could have come from such a website.
Sources such as
Oh.
Lad Bible.
But then if you
Look it up. Look it up.
I mean, fine. If I don't want to leave people hanging that want to know if we are we
know what?
related to
I feel like we're going to be surprised by
bananas. There will be. You can make a
This.
headline
There's
about
going to be
anything.
some sort of twist to this.
Breakthrough.com. Banana. Your cousins? Maybe. What a fucking headline. We've known that we're closely related to chimpanzees and other primates, but did you know that humans also share more than half of your genetic material with chickens? See, I called that. Fruit flies and bananas.
Whoa.
Bam, bam, bam.
Since the human genome was first sequenced in 2003, that's crazy. 2003, we know nothing.
We know. We've got such a long way ahead of us.
We know nothing, man. But
Bananas, eh?
chimpanzees were 96% identical. Chickens were 60% identical. Bananas, we're closer to bananas than we are chickens.
What's the percentage?
It just says more than 60%.
Oh, that could be anywhere between 60 and...
100%.
No, it couldn't. No.
Many of the housekeeping
Or
genes
90.
that are necessary for basic cellular functions, such as replicating DNA, controlling the cell cycle, and helping cells divide, are shared between many plants and animals. So it's more of a general...
Sounds like...
So I was right, was I not?
Yeah, okay. All right,
Yeah.
Okay, but
Thank you.
You know,
Thank
that kind
you.
of like you-
Good night.
It's a very general...
Just hearing you read that out made me laugh so much. I do not know why.
how do we get to bananas?
It's incredible. Well, I know why. It's because we were talking about the freedom of the human spirit.
Yeah. Okay. This is... Okay, yeah.
And we have...
And monkeys. Don't forget
and
monkeys
apes.
and papooing.
Poo-pooing.
Poo-pooing,
I want everyone
yeah.
to think deeply about poo-pooing.
That's where it comes
the
from.
new word.
Papooing.
The phrase
then
Oland's
chimpanzees throw
idiom of the week is
poo-pooing.
poo-pooing.
First was
Can we get a third
poignant.
spelling of that, please, Oland? A
Third time lucky for people did not hear. Poo-pooing, meaning to act out the metaphorical act of an ape throwing feces at an audience. Spelt
Wow.
P-O-O-P-O-O-I-N-G. To be used in a sentence. You are poo-pooing my act, sir. Please stop.
Thank you for that, Oland. Thank you very much.
Oland's idiom of the week.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I have two idiots with me right now, and they are talking so much shit. But
We should probably point out that Dan is like a wonderful musician.
Hey,
and
you stop that. You
he's
stop
in
that.
he's in a group called Heart Sauce with our, other acquaintances, Ewan and Ellis
And Mr. Jack.
and Mr. Jack, and then he's also in a band called Dad Jokes with also Ellis and our good acquaintance Mateo.
Both just as silly. We are.
Well, they're just
both as-
bloody talented guys, and
bloody good blokes.
we have played Changes by Heart Sauce on the
Hey,
podcast
hey,
a couple of episodes back. But really, I just want to, number one, say how proud and happy I am to have an individual like yourself, Dan Peel, on the podcast.
Thank you very much.
You're too kind.
We do appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much for...
I've wanted to do something like this for quite a while anyway. I listen to podcasts daily. I love what you guys do. I love the friendship that we've built over however long.
Well, it is fantastic, and
Over
you say that
lockdown.
you listen to the you listen to episodes where you've not even seen the film.
Yeah, I have. I mean, one of the most inspiring. Well, not. Yeah, that's the wrong word to use. One of the most cathartic episodes was the Egypt one. What was
Gods of
Gods
Egypt.
of Egypt.
I love that.
I love especially how
You gonna watch it?
I still need to. I watched a little
Don't.
couple clips
Please
of it.
do.
And
Please
one
do.
thing to point out: the CGI wasn't as bad as you guys made out to be. I mean, it was awful. It was horrendous, but it wasn't as bad.
I thought.
I would.
I thought so too.
It was
him.
Spy
It
Kids.
was
No,
him.
Spy Kids is awful, but Spy Kids is good because it's awful. I don't know.
Well, Gods of Egypt was a lengthy podcast, and I always say that the most disappointing thing would be if I couldn't remember anything, and I remember a lot about Gods of Egypt. So,
Well, yeah, I think like with all arts, Oland, you need haters.
and when I hate things, I go.
Surely,
I'm
like,
attracted to them
knew it.
normally.
Surely,
I
like,
knew it.
If
Thank
it's,
you,
if it's
Dan.
like if it's making you feel something, that's the
That's what I
idea.
mean.
Maybe that's like
Yeah.
maybe the creators and producers of Gods of Egypt are much more deep than what you think.
No. Don't get me wrong. The director Alex Proyas, I'm fascinated. He's made lots of films, and he definitely throws a wide net philosophically when he makes his films. He's got one called Knowing, features Nicolas Cage about a prophecy that the world's going to end. On paper, I love the idea of his films.
Yeah,
It's how they're executed.
executed.
You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
leaves something to be desired, but it's just because the
mean-
idea's so good.
I mean, was Gods of Egypt as compelling as their intentions, the producers' intentions?
Well, when I hear a world, ancient Egypt, like I want to see that shown in a cool way.
Well, it's like,
But it's difficult to show in a cool way.
I think the automatic thought that comes to mind when you think of history, you think Egypt, right?
The pyramids,
Is the pyramids.
the Sphinx,
So they're like the what's the word?
iconic
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
ancient history sort of thing. But name me a film that shows ancient Egypt.
The Mummy.
The Mummy.
The Mummy, and also,
Yeah.
maybe this is more of a recent one. Actually, I don't know. Actually,
Maybe The Mummy is a good precedent for a return appearance from Dan Peel.
I was terrified of The Mummy when I was little because I remember like that was like what I based scary films off The Mummy. Oh God! Oh,
I
it's
used to watch
scary,
the
man.
animated TV show of the Mummy, Imhotep. I remember
All
that's the
right,
name of the
yeah.
mummy, and he would turn purple and come back from the dead. I know also that in The Mummy 3, there's a famously bad CGI scene featuring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, or it could be
God,
Vin
wait.
Diesel, but
No,
I think
it's Dwayne
it's
"The
Dwayne "The
Rock"
Rock" Johnson
Well, it's not
as a
just man.
scorpion.
Yeah.
He's a half man, half scorpion, and the CGI is meant to be
It is
terrible.
It is shocking, but still watched
I
it.
think there's quite a good representation
Good
of.
film.
We'll
I
add the
like
mummies
it.
to the list.
Please,
Oh,
please.
There's a
Oh,
good little
yes.
little representation of ancient Egypt at night at the museum. If you've ever seen
That's
that.
very true. Yeah, those films
All
didn't
those
offend
many
me
years ago.
because they've
Is there
got.
3 of them, isn't it?
I think there's 3 of them.
I don't think I've seen
Yeah.
the third one. I think I've seen the first 2. But I like Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Secret Life of Walter Mitty?
Yeah.
I have not.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite
not.
films. Ben Stiller, he
Got
ticks
good
a
voice.
few boxes for
Got
me.
a good voice.
Yeah, and then it's got Steve Coogan in,
Oh, right.
and I
nice,
love me some
nice,
Alan Partridge.
nice,
So- and to
nice.
see him in an American film too is
Yeah,
like,
it's a bit. Ooh.
whoa,
Whoa.
what's Steve Coogan doing over there?
What's he doing over there? Get home, come on.
And then Owen Wilson, Ben and Owen, they go
Hmm.
together like coffee and cream.
yeah, they do.
Wow.
No, because like that's gonna be. That's all we're gonna hear for next week.
Wow. Yeah, we've been through the Batman, Bruce Wayne. The films that me and Martin watch rub off on the rest of the people in this building,
Yeah.
and
It's like a tick. It's like all these sayings are like they feel better. You feel better in your throat when you say them. Like
wow.
that one, and you're like, Batman. Yeah, that one.
Batman. Just Christian Bale's Batman deep voice. Even though we didn't even watch that Batman film, we watched the Val Kilmer, Jim Carrey film. But
Jim Carrey, eh?
that was a mad film just in general, which is actually the next episode that's coming out tomorrow, Martin.
Is it?
Yeah, the Batman episode's coming out tomorrow. I need to send you the trailer and everything.
Fantastic. Okay.
What I would like to do in the idea of wrapping this up is I would like to ask Dan Peel what the quintessential dad joke song that we should play at the end of this episode is.
Well, Olin, we've only got like 2 dad joke songs out. We're actually currently in the middle of recording like 13, so.
Well, you've got to give me some juice then.
Okay,
You've got to give me something.
Okay. When is this episode coming out? When is this episode coming
This episode will probably debut in about July.
In about July. Wowee. Okay, we'll probably have a lot of stuff by then. So, quintessential dad jokes.
So possibly it could be a new song.
It will be. Yeah, this will be a new song.
So we can just leave it at that. We can just say
This
that
is going to be a new song.
at the end of this episode, you will be hearing some new music from Dan, Peel, Ellis, and Mateo's group, Dad Jokes.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
I hope you enjoy that, and thank you very much for joining us, Dan.
No, honestly,
Thank you. Yeah,
It's
thank
been-
you.
It was lovely.
You
I'm
know.
I'm glad we could actually do it this time as opposed to last week.
Chunking Express last
oh yeah,
week.
Chunking Express. That was.
That was
Interesting.
As you listeners will have heard last week, we did watch Chunking Express, and Dan actually watched half of it with
Yeah.
us, and we were going to do this last week, but something came up, so it's great that we got you here, definitely.
Yeah, thank you, boys. All the love in the world.
That's right. So
We'll have to do this again sometime.
Oh, yeah,
please
absolutely.
follow us on the
All the
normal
socials.
social media.
All the handles.
Follow
you
Heart
know.
Sauce. What is
Follow
the Heart
Heart
Sauce
Sauce.
Instagram?
Okay, so
Go
on
on.
Instagram, we go by the name Heart Sauce. That is Heart Sauce. On Twitter, we are called Heart Sauce TV. And on good old Facebook, just Heart Sauce.
And then go on with the dad jokes.
All right, dad jokes on Instagram is Lost Dad Jokes. And I don't think we're on Twitter. But on Facebook, it's just dad jokes. You'll
And then just
find all the details, all the music will be there.
and then just go with your personal, Dan.
My personal, if you want to send me some funny cat videos or something.
If
is-
Dan has really captivated, if the sound of Dan's voice can't leave
Yeah.
your head,
Yeah, okay, you can. Well, yeah, my Instagram handle is DanPeel_. There you go.
fantastic. Martin, let them know where they can find us.
You know, MIP LTD on Instagram. on YouTube, on Spotify.
Oland on Spotify. I've got fucking. Shouldn't be swearing like that, but I've got some music coming out the first week of May. That'll be out by the time this podcast's out, so hell, I can say it. Go listen to Fly Me to the Moon by Oland on Spotify and Apple Music and all the places that you listen to music. I massively appreciate you all listening to this podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Martin, hit us with some words of wisdom.
Wait, before we end.
Oh my God.
Dan.
Something's happening. Oh no.
Closing thoughts on the film. Your closing
So I give it a rating?
No, just...
my overall
just
thoughts.
overall
thoughts.
your sentiment.
Message.
I thought, well, I've seen this film once before, and this time I could probably engage more with it now. I thought it was brilliant. I thought, obviously, beautifully shot, beautifully conveyed the whole message regarding the whole like drag community in like New York during the 80s. I thought it was very good. Very good indeed.
Oh, thank you.
Bouncing off Dan, it made me want to be more daring in my identity and character. It made me feel like I've been like a wimp with my identity, and other people have put up against such higher stakes than myself.
It's really inspiring how much they just didn't care. They didn't give a fuck at all, which was
and they're
so
being
nice.
who they want to be.
And that's really inspiring. That's really nice to see. Really nice to see.
Martin,
Wise words.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
that's short and sweet, and I love it. See you in a bit.
Peace.
Nice.